Hi, my name is Kristen Rice. I'm the founder and executive director of Color Me Empowered. Color Me Empowered provides programming that empowers children and communities through visual arts education and the implementation of civic art. In the very beginning, before Color Me Empowered was actually an organization, we began our process by doing a public art project with KB Polk Elementary. At the time, I was the art teacher at KB Polk Elementary, and I asked my principal if I could have this really weird, ugly wall in the school, and if I could come up with a really cool project to do on it that would be permanent, but it would also be very meaningful. And I said, I'll raise the money. Can I do it? And she gave me permission. And so I had all of my 550 students paint their self-portrait on ceramic tiles. We glazed them and fired them. And then we installed them on this wall that we could never really figure out what to do with. And it was an electrifying experience for the school. The students loved it, the teachers loved it, the parents loved it, and I decided in that moment that I should do this other places and not just at the elementary school where I was teaching. As an art teacher in Dallas ISD, which I was for 10 years, I knew that there was a shortage of art supplies at home. I knew that just from my experience. But I had no idea how bad it was until I saw my children's assignments, and the art teachers were assigning children to do art with sticks and rocks. And I had no idea that it was that bad. And so we raised about $20,000 to give out 400 art kits of just basic art supplies. And we could still be giving out those art kits. There were not enough. Families really, really, really wanted them, and they were very, very, very thankful for them. So while having to realize that the disparities between middle class and the lower socioeconomic levels was even bigger than we realized, that was a shock. Figuring out a way to meet a need was pretty fulfilling. We would not have survived 2020 if we hadn't figured out a way to meet a need in the community. Yes, we're having a good time. And yes, we are getting kids in through the door to play with clay and to play with Play-Doh and to play with paint and do all the fun things. But what we're really establishing is we're giving them a creative outlet in a safe space to be themselves. That's the very, very foundational principle, that however you walk into our studio, whoever you are when you walk in, we're gonna meet you right there. You don't have to feel like you're a talented artist. We take all levels. We're not concerned about that. We're concerned about who you are as a person and helping you find a medium through which you like to create and express yourself, and then building upon that. And so sometimes when you come into our studio, it looks chaotic, but there's a method to our madness. And that is that we want for kids to feel supportive. We want for kids to explore as many mediums as they can while they're in our studio. One of the really amazing things about our organization is because we focus so much on building strong relationships, as many of the kids that started with us when they were, practically babies, like 4 or 5 years old, they come back and they intern with us in the summer. So some of the the very beginning students are oftentimes our summer employees, or they help teach art classes, or they come help with art projects. We want a lifetime of relationships with these kids. We want for every child and really every person that walks through our door to know that we care about them, that we believe in them, that we like them exactly the way they are. Exactly the way they are. We think that they are wonderful just as they are. And then giving them a platform to express who they are, and continuing to support that identity for as long as humanly possible. And so our studio has a spirit of creativity, a spirit of safety, of excitement, because we love for people to be working in our studio. And so we know that we are lucky and privileged as a nonprofit, and we try to use every ounce of that privilege to help as many kids, as many families as we possibly can. As we move into the future, we're excited, obviously, about having kids in our studio again and increasing the number of public art projects that we do. We're excited to get to see old friends and new friends and build upon our already good relationships, but also form new relationships. Color Me Empowered is in a really good place in spite of the pandemic, and we are looking for operational support because we're here to stay. This is now our 13th year, and we are not going anywhere, and we're going to do everything we can to continue to evolve creatively as an organization, but also continue to meet the needs of the community, and however that manifests itself. We try to be really responsive and really listen to what the community needs and what the community wants, because ultimately we're here to help, and we think the best way to help is to listen and then act. And that's what we're going to continue to do, and we're really excited about what is to come.